Before we start, I would like to get some feedback on because today we are going to see chapter 2. Chapter 2 is quite big when compared to the chapter 1. When we started, the initial focus was to complete one chapter per week. So if I have to split uh, between the 2 days, it is going to be little congestive. So I just wanted to get the feedback, like how was for the chapter 1, you felt it was okay? Should we go slow, or you are feeling comfortable for chapter 1? Any one or two devotees, if they can unmute and then voice out, it will be helpful.
Ma'am, Mataji, chapter 1 was smooth.
Okay.
The speed was okay.
Okay. Okay. Thank you. Thank you. Let's try. I'm trying to share my screen. Bhajahu re mana Shri Nandanandana Abhaya Charana Ravindare. Bhajahu re mana Shri Nandanandana Abhaya Charana Ravindare. Durlabha manava janama satsange Durlabha manava janama satsange Taro hoye bhava sindhure Sita tapa bata parisana ye dina jamini jagire Sita tapa bata parishana ye dina jamini jagire. Bipala sevino kripana durajana. Bipala sevino kripana durajana. Chapala sukala balagire. Bhajahu re mana Shri Nandanandana Abhaya Charana Ravindare Idana Yaubana Putra Parijana Iti ke ache parati tire Kamala dala jala jivana tala mala Kamala jala dala divana kala mala Bhajahu haripada dhani tire Shravana Kirtana Smarana Vandana Pada Sevana Dasyare Shravana Kirtana Smarana Vandana Pada Sevana Dasyare Pujana Saki Jana Atmanivedana Pujana Saki Jana Atmanivedana Govinda Dasa Abhilashare Bhajahu re mana Shri Nandanandana Abhaya Charana Ravindare Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Can I have one volunteer to read the translation, please?
Hare Krishna, Mataji, can I read?
Sure, Mataji. Please go ahead.
Yes, Mataji.
Mataji, we are not able to hear if you're talking.
Um, Mataji, actually, in my screen, it is not visible in Zoom size. Sorry, Mataji.
No problem, Mataji. And do we have any other volunteer? Akshita Mataji, is it okay if you can read the translation, Mataji?
Hare Krishna Mataji, I can read.
Sure, sure.
Translation. O mind, just worship the lotus feet of the son of Nanda, which make one fearless. Having obtained this rare human birth, cross over this ocean of worldly existence through the association of saintly persons. Both in the day and at night, I remain sleepless, suffering the pains of the heat and cold, the wind and the rain. For a fraction of flickering happiness, I have uselessly served wicked and miserly men. What assurance of real happiness is there in all of one's wealth, youthfulness, sons, and family members? This life is tottering like a drop of water on a lotus petal. Therefore, you should always serve and worship the divine feet of Lord Hari. It is the desire and great longing of Govinda Dasa to engage himself in the 9 processes of bhakti, namely hearing the glories of Lord Hari, chanting those glories, constantly remembering him and offering prayers to him, serving the Lord's lotus feet, serving the Supreme Lord as a servant, worshipping him with flowers and incense, so forth, serving him as a friend, and completely offering the Lord one's very self. Hare Krishna Mataji.
Hare Krishna. Thank you so much, Prabhuji, for reading the translation. And dear devotees, this Kirtan has a lot of deep meanings in it, but we will get to know as we progress in the devotional service. But this is very related to what we are going to see in today's class. Like we will know like why it is specified that it's called as Kripana, which says, if you go here, Chapala Sukha and Sri. So here we are seeing Sita Chapala Sukha for just and Kripana Durajana. So I'm just like leading a life like a miserly person. Why? We will get to know in today's class. Without much further ado, let's get into today's class. Let's start with Mangala Charan. I will try to share. Sorry, I forgot to share the verse in the group last week. I will try to share this today. Even if you are on mute, you can stay. Whoever is interested, please say Mangalasha. Let's start the class. Om Jnanatimirandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Stapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamahyam Tadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Utapatakamalam Shri Gurum Vaishnavamsham Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sagagana Rughunatanvitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Saitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sagagana Lalita Shri Vishakanvitam Sham He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dina Bandho Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostate Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanusate Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Vancha Kalpatarupyasya Kripa Sindhubhya Eva Cha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna. So in this Mangala Charan, the first is like Guru Vandana. It's like for the Guru whom we are seeking blessings so that they will be able to open up our eyes. Even though we are opening our eyes every day, right? We don't see the real facts. So it's only Guru who can help us to open that we are lost in this deep dark circle. So he can lit up the light. And this is for Srila Rupa Goswami, who is our Sampradaya Acharya, and to seek his blessings because he is very, very close to Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And we need his blessings in order to understand what the purpose of this mission. And This is for all the associates. This is for Sri Krishna, and this is for Srimati Radharani, and this is for all the Vaishnava devotees. We are seeking blessings so that we understand. And this is for the Panchatattva, and then this is the Hare Krishna Mahamantra. I request all the devotees to memorize it eventually, and then even before you start the japa, or before you start the class, before you start reading the Bhagavatam, even if you are not able to attend the Bhakti Vriksha, if you are reading you are doing self-study, before starting anything, I would request everybody to go through the Mangala Charan. It is very, very important, and it will really help us to understand what we are reading or what we are doing. With that, we will go to today's class. So, what was the takeaway from chapter 1, which we saw last week? If we can have a quick recap. Anybody? Anyone?
In chapter 1, Arjuna placed his doubts to Lord Krishna, and in chapter 2, we're going to see that Lord Krishna gave him the reason that why he should not be in grief and why he should do his duty.
Thank you, Prabhuji. Hari Bol. Thanks, Steve.
Hare Krishna, Mataji.
Hare Krishna. That's true. So, the chapter 2 is named as Contents of Gita Summarized, because it is having the Saramsha. It is having the summary of the complete Bhagavad Gita of the chapter, 18 chapters. It is going to give us like a summary study. So that's why Acharya has named this as Contents of Gita Summarized. In Sanskrit, this is also called as the Sankhya Yoga, that we will get to know why. And ISKCON of Mangalore Temple, Shri Radha Govinda welcomes you all for today's class. Thank you so much for taking time in attending the weekend session. All glories to the assembled devotees. So, chapter 1, what we saw was, first part was like in preparation for the war. We saw what did Duryodhana do, and how the opening verse, the Duryodhana do, and then how was the Pandavas placed. They blew their conch shell, and they were ready. After the blowing the conch shell, they were ready to fight. And at that time, what did Arjuna say? Arjuna said, Krishna, please take me in the middle of the battlefield. I wanted to see who are all my opponents. And after seeing everybody, then he got doubts. What doubt he have? And he was trying to gather so much information, and finally he said, Krishna, I don't want to fight further. Why? Because of compassion. You know what, Krishna? They are my friends, relatives, my sons, my grandchilds. They are my people. And what will happen? How can I kill my own people? So he's so compassionate about them. And then what? Enjoyment. And Arjuna says, Krishna, what is the point of me winning this battle when nobody is going to be there to look at that the throne? When I lose all my friends and families, what is the point of me winning the battle and then sitting in the throne? There is no point at all. There is no enjoyment at all. And it will be a destruction of family, Krishna. So I will lose the family tradition. The Varna Shankara will be impacted. So no, I can't do it. And then he said, the saintliness and fearful of sinful reaction. You know what, Krishna? I will get sin. If I do all these bad things, then I will get sin. Then what is, then there is no any liberation for me. So these are all the reasons which Arjuna put forward in the previous chapter. And in this chapter, we are going to see Arjuna is going to put forward another one reason as indecision. Okay. And then finally, what is going to happen in chapter 2? Arjuna is going to surrender to Lord Krishna, and Lord Krishna is going to reveal the transcendental knowledge. So mainly, this is the summary. Arjuna is going to surrender, and Krishna is going to reveal the details of what he is going to give the reasons for all these 5 which Arjuna put forward to tell Arjuna, you know what? You are thinking in this but the real meaning why I'm telling you to fight is this. This is the reason. Okay, so the chapter 2 is split into 5 sections. First, Arjuna is going to lay down further doubts, and finally he is going to surrender. Once he surrenders, Krishna is going to give him the knowledge of jnana. You know what, Arjuna? There is no death. If you fight, you don't have to worry about the compassion part. You just have to fight. And then you are saying that you will incur sin, and Krishna is going to counteract that. And then Krishna is also going to get fight, but without any reaction. You don't expect fight without any expectation. And then finally, the chapter is going to conclude by listing out what is the state of a person who is in a liberated state, even though they are staying in this material world. What if they will be liberated? So in that case, what is the state of that person? How his speech will be? How his activities will be? And that we will see. So the first section is his further doubts and his surrender. So the chapter opens up like last chapter end up with Arjuna saying, Krishna, I don't want to fight. At that time, Dhritarashtra was so happy, because what is happening? Sanjaya is relating this information to Dhritarashtra, right? So hearing that Arjuna is not willing to fight, Dhritarashtra thought, okay, now the victory is going to be on my side, my son's side, it's me. But Sanjaya did not want to give a chance for even little enjoyment. So Sanjaya saying, Tam tata kripaya vishtam ashrupurnanuklesanam vishidantam midam vakyam uvacha madhusudana. Sanjaya said, seeing Arjuna full of compassion, his mind depressed, his eyes full of tears, Madhusudana, that is Krishna, spoke these words. So the rest of the verse is left from Lord Krishna. So Sanjaya is saying, you know what? After seeing Arjuna with full of tears, because what did Arjuna do? He put down his bow and arrow and he said, I can't. I don't want to do anything further. And he is depressed, he is sorrowful. And seeing this, Madhusudana, who is none other than Krishna. Last week we saw that there are so many names for Lord Krishna. Can anybody recollect what does the word Madhusudana signify here?
Killer of demon.
Killer of demon.
Yes.
Killer of demon Madhu.
Thank you. Is it child, Mataji? So nice to see. Thank you. Yes, killer of demon Madhu. And so here Krishna is referred as Madhusudana because just the way you kill the demon Madhu, please kill the demon of my doubtfulness. So that's why the term here Madhusudana is added. Every word which has been included signifies something, and this is the inner meaning of it. And Krishna couldn't take it further. So what Acharya is trying to say that seeing Arjuna depressed, Lord Krishna is going to speak in the further verse. But why is Lord Krishna not happy? Because Arjuna is showing material compassion and he is showing the lamentation and he is full of tears. All these are signs of ignorance. Why? Because this is not going to help the real identity of oneness, which is the eternal soul. So if we are really worried about our friends, families, then we should do something good, not just worry about the external appearance. We will see what is this external and internal. Just have a glimpse of it. Once we go through the further verses down, then we will be able to understand what is Krishna really trying to say here. Okay, and then the real self-realization is what that is required for the soul. It's like, why am I here? What is my real identity? What is my duty? Like last week, we saw one verse from Bhagavatam, right? Like, Labdva Sudurlamidam Bahusandamati. It's like, it's so rare to get a human form of life. So after many years, many millions of births, there are 8,40,000 species, correct? After so many species, we have got this human form of life. So what should we do? We have to make the effective use of it. But we have to do the real duty, what is a human supposed to be, which will be beneficial for the living entity. But if we are trying to do anything that is going to be a temporary, then that is not going to be helpful. We will get to know. As we go through, we will understand why it says temporary and what is the real identity of the living entity. So the real compassion should be for the self-realization of the soul. So here the Acharya gives an analogy. Say, for example, if a man is drowning in the water, and how do we save the person? We have to give our hand, we have to lift his hand out, right? But what if someone helps him and then try to lift, just pull his dress? That is it going to help that person, drowning person? No, right? So we have to bring that person out. We are not worried about the dress. If we just pull the dress, it will just fall off. We can save the dress, but just by saving the dress, we can't able to save the person, right? We have to save the person. So similarly, Acharya says this body, whatever we have, is an external dress. Just like the dress we are wearing, it is an external dress. But the real self is the soul. That we will understand. If you have not got the deeper meaning of it, once we understand the soul and this feature, we will be able to understand this analogy much better. So that's why this chapter is very important, because this is the only chapter where Lord Krishna speaks about the soul, and other chapters will just talk about, yes, the living entity, the soul, that's it. But details of the soul is discussed only in this chapter. And thank you so much everyone for attending today's session, for not missing it. So what is the chapter 2 is going to discuss? In summary, it's going to discuss about the self-realization, and it is also going to do an analytical study. That's why in Sanskrit this chapter is called as Sankhya Yoga. Okay, so it's going to differentiate between soul and the material body. I am Charu Radha Devidasi. I am different from this body. I am a soul. And it is explained by Lord Krishna. So, next verse. Shri Bhagavan Kutastvam Kashmalam Midam Vishame Samupastitam Anaryajashtam Asvargam Akirti Karamarjuna. Akirti Karamarjuna. So, Krishna is saying, you know what? The Supreme Personality of Godhead says, my dear Arjuna, how has these impurities come upon you? They are not at all befitting a man who knows the value of life. They lead not to the higher planets, but to infamy. And the speciality of this verse is, this is the first time where Lord Krishna is referred to as Shri Bhagavan Vacha. If we go and read all the literatures, even Bhagavatam, and only Shri Krishna is referred to as Bhagavan, because he is the supreme personality of Godhead. Not many people will understand, because they are not able to get these realizations which our Acharyas is trying to share. So here only Shri Krishna is Bhagavan, because Bhagavan is offered to one who has 6 opulences. So those are fame, beauty, rich, renunciation, and knowledge and strength. Only a person who has all these 6 opulences in full, right? Only that person's personality is being termed as Bhagavan. And only Krishna has all these 6 opulences in full. So Aishwargasya, Samargasya, it is explained in an Upanishad, and that is why Acharya is trying to get those details from the Upanishad and then trying to give us more details. We don't have time to read all the 108 Upanishad and then understand. Even if we read, we won't be able to understand. So Here, the significance of this is Sri Bhagavan Uvacha. And what did Bhagavan say? My dear Arjuna, how has these impurities come upon you? Kutasva kashmalamidam. What has happened to you? Anaregistam asvargam. No, Aryan. Aryan is a civilized person. No, a civilized person will cry for something that is temporary. And this will not lead to the planets. You are talking about incurring sin and you won't get into the heavenly planets. That's what you are giving me an argument. But having discussion about this is what is going to get you infamy, not about fighting. If you fight, nothing will happen. But when you do talk something about this, only this is going to get infamy. And says, Klaibyam masma gamah partha naitatva upapadyate shrudram hridaya dhaurbalyam tvyakpo tishta parantapa. Here, Arjuna is referred as Partha because Krishna is trying to say, you know what, to which dynasty you belong to indicate that he is of a great family lineage. O son of Pritha, because he is a son of Kunti Maharani, right? So Kunti, she is coming from a great dynasty. Normally, we will be tied up to the clan which we are coming in to say that you are of great family background, even we tell, right? How can you do something like this? So similarly, Krishna is saying, you came from a great family background. How can you do something like this? It does not become you. No, it is not you. Give up such petty weakness as Shrudram Hridaya Daurbalyam. This is very important. What happened to you? You are so strong and you were so confident until you came to the war. What has happened to you? Tyakpo Tishta Parantapa. Oh, Parantapa. Parantapa, you are like, you conquered so many kings and you got so many weapons by doing lot of austerity, and also you win against battle against so many great personalities. And it's so surprising that you are talking about all these things. Arjuna Uvacha Katam Bhishmam Maham Sankye Dronam Cha Madhusudana Ishubi Pratiyotsyami Pujarha Arisudana. So here Arjuna is counteracting. Arjuna is saying, oh killer of enemies, Madhusudana, how can I counteract with arrows in battle men like Bhishma and Drona who are worthy of my worship? You know what? Krishna, you are asking me to fight against Dronacharya and Bhishma, who are worthy of my worship. Like they are my acharyas, and Bhishma is my grandfather. You have to respect the elders. You have to seek blessings from them. And you are asking me to fight? Will you do like this, Krishna? Will you go and fight with your grandfather Ugrasena, and will you go and fight along with your teacher Sandipani? So Arjuna is giving a counteract statement. How can you expect me to go do this? You are a killer of demons. You are not the killer of your grandfather or your acharya. But you are asking me to go and fight with them? So Arjuna is saying, Gurun hatva hi mahanubhavon, Gurun hatvani mahanubhavan, Shreyo bhuktam vaishyam apiha loke, Hatvarta kamastu guruni haiva, Bunjiya bhogan rudira pradigdhan. It would be better to live in this world by begging than to live at the cost of the lives of great souls who are my teachers. Even though desiring worldly gain, they are superiors. If they are killed, everything we enjoy will be tainted by blood. You know, you are asking me to kill these great personalities who are worthy of my worship. I should pray to them. I should fall at their feet, seek their blessings. That is my duty. And now you are asking me to fight in front of them. There is no point in winning the battle. And even if I win a battle and get the throne, it is just like things painted with blood. So who will do all these activities, Krishna? How can you expect me to do? So Arjuna is saying, oh Krishna, then now he got a confusion. Krishna, now I don't know. Now I'm in confusion. I know I have to fight, but they are people who are worthy of my worship. I don't know what to do, nor I don't know which one to do, conquering them or being conquered by them. So this is what they say. This is the other reason he's saying, I don't know what to do. Sometimes we also get into the situation, right? We know our heart will say one thing, but the mind will say one thing. We will always be pulled apart to make a decision, right? Just like Arjuna, we also be in a situation. So now let's see what Arjuna is trying to do. So Arjuna is now saying, Karpanya dosho pahata svabhava prichami tvam dharma samoda chetaham yashreyasya nishchitam bruhi tanme shishyaste ham shadimam tvam prapannam. Oh Krishna, I am just now confused. I don't know what is that dharma, real dharma to be done. Dharma samuda chetaha. So confused about my duty, and I have lost all the composure because of this miserly weakness. In this condition, I am asking you to tell me for certain what is the best for me. Now I am your disciple and your surrendered soul unto you. Please instruct me. Aham sadi mam tvam prapannam. So I surrender unto you. I surrender unto you. This is the very important verse. I request everyone to memorize it if possible. Maybe if there is any volunteer, they can repeat the verse after me. Is there any volunteer?
Hare
Mataji,
Krishna,
can I?
Mataji.
Okay. Hare Krishna. Please
Yes,
continue, Mataji.
yes, Mataji. Maybe you can repeat, Mataji, if you're okay. Akshita
Yeah,
Mataji.
Mataji.
Oh, Bhavna Mataji, sure. Karpanya dosho pahata svabhava
कार्पण्यदोषोपहतः स्वभाव
pritchami tvam dharma sammura chetaha
पृच्छामि त्वां धर्मसम्मूढचेताः
yashreyasyan bruhi tanme
यश्रेयस्यान्निश्चितं ब्रूहि तन्मे
shishyasteham shadimam tvam prapannam.
शिष्यस्तेऽहं शाधि मां त्वां प्रपन्नम्.
Thank you so much, Mataji.
Hare
When
Krishna.
when I was first introduced to this verse, my mentor recommended me to memorize it and then recite it every day in the morning. Like first, uh, when we start our day, right? It doesn't matter. Even if we forget and we remember in the middle of the day, that's not matter. It's like before we start our day, my mentor recommended me to memorize this and then recite it in front of the Lord, because every day we might be in a situation where we don't know what to do, what is the right decision to make. We have, and thanks to this so many gadgets and so many technologies around us, we are just spoiled with lot of choices, right? So in that situation, we don't know which one to choose. We know the right thing, but our heart will say, oh, why don't you just go and do this? Just okay, this is just a one time, no matter, nobody is going to watch you, just do it one time. So, and there will be a many situation even in our professional or in thing, like, so they recommended us to recite this. It has been definitely helpful. So whoever is interested, I would write them to memorize, and then next week we will have a memorization time, so that whoever has memorized, we will try to go through them. Okay, so it's like seeking some blessings from Krishna. It's like we are saying, Krishna, I don't know what to do. I have so many choices, but at this moment, I'm not able to make any decision. Please help guide me. I'm your surrendered servant. It's like until now, Arjuna was and Krishna was like friends. They were talking as if they are talking to the friends. And now it is the Guru and Shishya combination. So please also read the purport. It's very great insights. We will get to know more about it. So from here, Arjuna is like acting as a Shishya. And once you take a position of a Guru Shishya, and now is the time Lord Krishna is going to reveal the secrets. Oh, which friends it may, hi, how are you? How is it going on? We had so many discussions about it. But when it comes to Guru Shishya, now the conversation is going to get serious. And let's see what's going to happen. And until Arjuna continue to give reasons for not fighting and finally surrenders. You know what they say, by nature's way, all our material activities are just source of perplexities. What does it mean? It is just like forest fire. Nobody purposefully go to the forest and lit the fire, right? It just happens of its own. Similarly, in this world, we don't go and hunt for some miseries or some distress. It just come to us. Will anybody pray for, please give me lot of distress? No, we are not in that category. Only Kunti Maharani, she can play. Vipada Hashantu, only she plays. Please give me lot of miseries. Because why? Because Kunti Maharani was in direct contact with Lord Krishna, and whenever they were in trouble, it's like whenever if they have to go to the forest, or Draupadi was being humiliated, there are so many times Krishna was there to come and protect us. But now what do we have? We only have this, the guidance which the literature tells us. So similarly, and who is the one who has read all the literatures and who have understood the essence of all literature? We can keep reading for millions of years, but what do we get? Even we read a book, many books I have read earlier, but how much of information have I retained? None. Because at that time, I feel like I understood what they are trying to say, but I don't know how to apply those concepts in my life so that will be helpful. I listened to so many TED Talks that when I was listening to those TED Talks, it was like fabulous. I feel like, oh yes, this is what he says is right. Oh, it's fine. But after the conversation ends, after the talk ends, even my mind also gets switched off. But only person who have realized, and they will be able to tell us how to apply in our life practical. So, and that person is bona fide spiritual master. Why do we say as bona fide spiritual master? Because they have to come through a proper lineage. When we trace back those lineage, it should finally end up with Lord. That is considered as a bona fide. Or else every now and then we can find all one person cropping up like, I'm a spiritual master, and what happens? They just worship him as if they are a god, and he just do some magic, bring some lemon, bring something happen. That happened when I was young, so I was so mesmerized by then. But I was not aware that this is not the right thing to do unless I came to know about it listed in this Bhagavad Gita. So, and who's the original spiritual master? Adi Guru is considered to be Lord Krishna. He's the original spiritual master. And what they say is, miserly peoples, like we saw in today's song, like Kripana Dura Jana, misers. And why we are called as misers? If we are not trying to come out of this perplexities, we are called as misers, because I have been given this great human body, which is very, very rare, like Labdva Sudurlabam. It's not just difficult, it is Sudurlabam, very, very rare. But what am I doing with it? I am trying to do the same thing what I have been doing even when I was a dog, cat, or any tree, whatever I was doing, that I am doing the same thing. They say that any living entity would do 4 things: agara, nidra, baya, maituna. That is eating, sleeping, mating, and then reproduction. If you take any living entity, they will do all these 4 things. But the purpose of human life is not to do these 4 things, is to do what is beyond it. For some person, they might wake up one day and then think, why am I doing like this? Why am I keep doing the same thing and I'm not happy at all? At that time, some spark will come and then he will try to hunt for it. But you're all blessed souls, like you were able to attend these sessions. We've complete the level 1, and now you are so interested to understand the deeper concept of it. I'm so happy to see everybody in this session, and thank you so much for your encouraging participation. So that's why they say Kripanas are those misers. And why they are called as misers? Misers because what does the miser do? Even he have lot of money, what he will do? He will just count until the midnight, and then he will not spend any of his money. And next day again he will count just to make sure that whether he has the same amount of money which he counted yesterday. He will just keep counting, keep counting, keep counting. He will not spend any of it. But if that can be spent to something worthful, useful, he will not do anything. He will work very hard, but this is what he do. Similarly, we, or say for example, if I am also doing the same thing, I got a human body, but if I'm still doing the same things, Ahara, Nidra, Baya, Maituna, if I'm doing the same thing, then I'm also considered to be a Kripana. That is not the purpose of human life. What is the purpose? Then we have to do a self-realization. What is the real duty of me? What is the real duty? That's what they call as Jaiva Dharma. Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur has written a great book that was his magnum opus. There he has elaborately described what is the eternal duty of a living entity. Once we all complete this Bhakti Shastri, you will be in a position to understand. And then when you read it, then we will understand what is the eternal duty. Until then, just hang on the train. So this is called as this Kripana, they are called as having a skin disease, because I'm overly affectionate with my family, my everything, I'm overly attached to this. So I'm not trying to do anything beyond it. So it is just like having skin disease. I'm just bodily attachment. So that's why Krishna is trying to chastise this. What you are acting like a Kripana. Okay, so don't get attached to this external thing. And we are not worried about this dress, right? We are worried about the body. So, and now the next section, now Krishna is going to give justification for Arjuna's question as why he don't have to worry, why his compassion is in the wrong path. He is compassionate, very good. But is he compassionate for the real identity of a person, or is he just compassionate about the dress? That's what Krishna is going to tell us. Shri Bhagavan Uvacha Ashochan Anvashocastvam Pragyavadamscha Bhashase Gatasun Agatastumscha Nanushocanti Pandita. Ashochan Anvashochan. You know what? Don't worry. You are lamenting for something which is not worthy at all. It is neither gatasun agatasuncha. Those who are wise, they lament neither for the living nor for the dead. So that's what they say. Gatasun agatasuncha. Nanashochanti pandita. If the person knows the real purpose of human being, what is the real value of a human life, that person will not lament like you, Arjuna. What happened to you? Why are you mourning for something that is not worthy of grief? So Lord Krishna is now taking the role of a spiritual master and then chastises Arjuna. Until now, it was like a friend-friend relationship. And now it is like a guru-shishya. Okay, so Krishna is chastising Arjuna, talking like a learned man, but he is fool spiritually. Who is fool? Yes, Arjuna, here Krishna is pointing like Arjuna, though you think that you are talking like a wise man, but you are actually not wise at all. You are speaking as if you are fool. Fool in the sense, not just mentally, it's like spiritually. Like, so then who is considered as a learned man? A learned man is one who can differentiate between matter and spirit. And who is the controller of both, who knows everything, who can differentiate between, yes, I am different. I, Charu, I am different from this body. Today, I might be in a human body. Today, and then later in next life, I can be in an animal or in a plant or any other body. So this thing is just the dress. And whoever knows the difference between this, they do not lament, because the living entity never perishes. The body is born and destined to vanquish. Therefore, body is not important as the soul. Yes, we have to take care of the body. To do what? To do what is the soul is supposed to do. And we will take care of, just because we are not this body, we are this soul, we are not going to say, okay, don't worry, you can starve until death, you don't have to do anything, you can toil. No, we will take care because we want to use this to the service of the Lord. For that we will take care. But I won't take care just to say, for example, I like to wear great dress, or I want to represent myself great in the society, so that others respect me. If I am doing like that, then I am not making effective utilization of this dress. That's what Krishna is trying to say. The body is not eternal. We have seen, right, many times. We have, even in our family, we would have seen, like very close, we would have lost them. But what happened? It's like, that's what they say. When our close person, relative, or someone, whomever we know, if they have no more, even though before this rituals happens after they are passing away, right? The body is still there, and people will come and visit them, but still they lament. Why? If they think that it is the body is all it is and it is not something, then why are they lamenting? That's what the Acharya say. So why are you lamenting? The body is still there, and why are you lamenting? Ask them to come, wake up and then come. But we know that it is just a dead body. Something life force which was there in this body is no longer there, which went away. That is what we are worried about. So whatever we do, whatever endeavor we make, we have to empower that life force, living force, so that it does its job that is supposed to do. This body is just an instrument to get to us to the destination. So this body is just temporary. Nattvaveham jatunasham natvam neme janardana na chaiva na bhavishyamaham sarvebhyam atapparam. Never was there a time when I did not exist, nor you, nor all these kings, nor in the future shall any of us cease to be. Arjuna, you know what? Natva aham jatunasam. Never was the time I was not there. I was always there. Similarly, Natvam neme, even you were also there. Neme janadipaha, even all these things. So never, don't think that just because killing your friends and families and the great kings and the sons, don't think that you are destroying. You are not destroying, because they will never get destroyed. What Krishna is trying to say, you are thinking only from the external point of view that you are killing them, but you are not doing anything. Okay, you are just trying to do your duty. That's what Krishna is going to come in the coming verses. You are just trying to do your duty. It is your duty to protect the kingdom. So you are fighting. Don't think that you are killing them, because they can never be perished. Here they refers to the living entity, the soul. It can never be perished. It's eternal. Just like the way I am here, there was never a time when I did not exist. I have existed always. Similarly, you as a living soul, you have existed forever. And similarly, these kings will also exist. So you are not trying to destroy anybody. This is also an important verse. It's also for memorization when we get to the Bhakti Shastri. Dehinosmin yata dehe kaumaram yavvanam jara tata dehantara prapte dhirastatra namuhyati. Krishna is saying, Arjuna, you know what? As the embodied souls continuously passes in this body from boyhood to youth to old age, the soul similarly passes into another body at death. A sober person is not bewildered by such a change. So what is Krishna saying? You don't worry. We would have seen, right? If someone shows our childhood pictures, we will be able to recognize that, oh, you know what? It's me. It's me. If I go and show my childhood picture to my children, right? What they will see, oh, is it you? They have not seen, but we can identify because we have passed through that stage. We can identify because We are in the same lifespan. I know my childhood. I know how I looked in when I was young, now old. I can be able to relate because we are still in the same body. So that's why they say the body is changing. Can't you see where am I the same? Since from baby until now, am I the same? No, the body is changing. Similarly, as a soul passes to one another, similarly, soul will take one body today, and then tomorrow, once it is this body is no longer helpful to satisfy the needs of the soul, right? At that time, God will have created this structure, okay, the structure of universe, the creation process in such a way that each and every soul gets a corresponding body based on his desires, his and karma. That we will get to know when we get to the chapter 13. From chapter 13, it will get even more interesting, where elaborately we will get to see like how this creation process happens in a short. So everything is so systematic. So they think this whole world is formed in a Big Bang theory. All of a sudden, something Big Bang happened, and then eventually everybody started seeing the living creatures. No, the Shastras doesn't approve it. There is a systematic way. Everything happens with a cause, and there is a person who is behind it. That's what they are trying to say. So the soul will get into another body. And you don't, a sober person, an intelligent person who knows all these things, they does not get bewildered by it. And another important verse. This chapter has a lot of important verse. This is also a great verse. My mentor recommended me to memorize this also when I was first introduced like to chapter 2, right? The chapter 2, verse 7 is for morning, and then verse 14 is for the night. Before going to bed, my mentor recommended me to also memorize it. It's Matra Spashastu Kaunteya Shitosna Sukha Dukkadha Agama Payino Nityas Tamsi Tikshava Bharata. O son of Kunti, the non-permanent appearance of happiness and distress and their disappearance in due course are like the appearance and disappearance of winter and summer seasons. They arise from sense perception. O scion of Bharata, one must learn to tolerate them without being disturbed. So, here Krishna is trying to say, you know what? Arjuna is being referred with two names to specify his family lineage. Kaunteya is son of mother Kunti, and Bharata, and from father lineage also, you are from a great lineage. And it is so surprising for me to see that you are lamenting for these things. No, whoever knows that this body is temporary, they does not lament for it. Just like the way we have a winter season and a summer season. When the winter comes, we definitely feel cold, but we know that this is going to end. Similarly, the summer is going to come eventually. Similarly, when there is a distress, we will be totally into it. We don't know, as if we think that that is the only thing that is happening and we are doomed for distress. No, whenever there is a distress, there will also be a happiness. So they are like two sides of a same coin. Happiness and distress are there as long as we are here in this material world. So Krishna is saying, don't worry about it. It comes and goes. Just like the winter comes, they're followed by the summer. Similarly, the happiness and the distress comes back to back. We don't have to do any special endeavors. Does anybody have to do any special endeavors to do a distress? No, it comes automatically. Similarly, the happiness also comes if we are having that karma, right? So, but don't worry, even if we don't have, but God has systematically made this system in such a way that, have we ever seen a person who is always distressed? No, there will be some sort of happiness. He would have something joy in him. But the thing is, he will not be able to come out of the distress and relish that happiness. He will be totally gloomed in that distress. Maybe that's why he says, I'm always unhappy and nothing is going good in my life. I'm feeling so distressed. Because for him, the distress is what that is covering the happiness. But if we see, like, everybody will have both happiness and distress in his life. But who can help us to get this realization? Only through the surrender or to a guru who will eventually take us to the Lord. Through them, we can understand that, okay, if there is an happiness, there will also be a distress. I would request this sloka to also be memorized. Would anybody like to repeat after me?
Mataji, can I?
Sure, Mataji. Matra sparshastu kaunteya,
Matra sparshastu kaunteya,
शीतोष्ण sukha dukkadaha,
शीतोष्ण सुख दुःखदाः,
आगमापायिनो नित्यास्,
आगमापायिनो नित्याः,
तां स्थितिक्षव भारत.
तां तितिक्षस्व भारत.
Thank you so much, Mataji. Hari Bol.
Hare Krishna.
Anitya, so nothing is permanent. Anitya, which means temporary. Everything is temporary. So just tolerate. So my mentor recommended me to memorize, because we should know how to tolerate. If happiness comes, we know something, this distress is also going to come. We should not be over elated in the happiness. At the same time, we should not go deep down in
तां स्थितिक्षस्व भारत.
yeah, we should not go deep down into the distress. And then once it gets over, we won't be able to come up at all. We should learn how to tolerate, balance. That's whole Bhagavad Gita is about this. Like happiness, we will read a lot of shlokas which is referring to us. That is like one of the key takeaway from this Bhagavad Gita. Like we should tolerate. A sober person will tolerate. The 6th chapter will say a sober person will tolerate. A learned person will know how to balance. That we will get there eventually. If the only thing what I have heard from many lectures and things is, right, once we start doing our sadhana, right, that will empower us to understand the reality, what is happiness, distress. That's why they say sadhana is very important. I hope everybody is chanting one round of Maha Mantra every day. Please continue the same, and if you have time, please increase, definitely increase as possible. If you can increase during the Ekadashi, and then try to maintain it until next Ekadashi or following Ekadashi, that's fine. We don't want to do like one day 16 rounds and then next 16 days don't touch the bags at all. We don't want to do like. There should always be a consistent. Every day we have to chant. Please have this. That will really empower us. There is nothing more that is required than chanting. The chanting will reveal everything. But in order to get to there, we have to understand these things so that when we chant, it will open up. So keep doing your sadhana. Yam hina vyatayante te purusham purusharshava samadukka sukam dhiram so mrityatvaya kalpate. So Krishna is saying, oh, best among Arjuna, best among men, the person who is not disturbed by happiness and distress and is steady in both is certainly eligible for liberation. So I see this keeps on coming throughout the Bhagavad Gita. Like whoever is able to see the difference and whoever is able to balance, who is not agitated by the happiness and distress, he knows the reality and he is definitely eligible for liberation. And those who are seers of truth have concluded that the non-existent, that is the material body, there is no endurance, and of eternal, there is no change. This they have concluded by studying the nature of both. And Krishna is saying, you know what, you just don't have to take my words. Say, for example, some people will come and argue me, oh, who is he? Why I have to listen to him? Oh, you are telling me happiness and distress are same sides of a same coin and not to get agitated. But why do I have to listen to you? So Krishna is saying, don't just take my word. That's what they say, Guru, Sadhu, and Shastra. Even the learned person, many learned person have told that this body is temporary. But what is the thing that is permanent? It is the soul, the living entity that is permanent. So all our activities should be towards enriching the soul to lead us to the right direction. What is the real duty? What is beneficial for the soul? That is what we have to do. And this body is just going to be an instrument. Now I have got this human form of life and I should make use it effectively. What is my duty? I have to do service. I have to worship Lord. That will pacify. First, I have to make sure I have pacified my Guru. And if my Guru is pacified, automatically Lord will be pacified. So if I have to pacify, what I have to do? And I can't just leave around my families. I can't tell them that, oh, my duty is to just pacify my Guru. I don't care about what you do. No, Lord has placed me in this family for some reason, and I have to gel with them. If they are not taking up this path, I have to be very favorable for them, so that even though if they don't take this path, if they appreciate my kindness, my gentleness, my activity, they will get a good deeds. It's like a sukruti. I think it's getting late, but tomorrow I will explain what is this all Sukruti is about. Okay, so they will get a good deeds and they will increase their piggy bank. And when it gets matured, even they will also be able to take. So we don't have to always preaching. What I heard from my mentor is like, preaching is not just about talking to everybody. Preaching, whenever it's necessary, we talk. All the time we preach, which means all the time my activities, my deeds, everything should signify what is my real identity is. So they should understand, yes, I just don't, somebody, we would have said, right? Even I could have got feedbacks even earlier. Oh, you are talking something, but your action is different. Right? Why do we follow great leaders? Because we see them. Are they practicing what they preach? So that's why Srila Prabhupada was really welcomed in the Western world, because Prabhupada did not just talk. He followed what he preached. That's why a 70-year-old man, he is able to do, and we are youngsters and we are not doing it. And then they woke up and then said, yes, we will also help you. What is the mission? What we will also help you. Slowly they got into it. It's like practice what we preach. That's what they say, bloom where you are planted. So wherever I am, I have to make sure that my surrounding environment, the people around me or the friends around me, they are all conducive. So that's what you have to see. So that which pervades the entire body, you should know to be indestructible. No one is able to destroy that imperishable soul. So Krishna is saying, Na kaschit kartum marhati. Oh, Arjuna, you cannot destroy the soul at all. You are talking about killing your family and friends, but you cannot destroy the soul. The soul is indestructible and it pervades the entire body. So like, how do we sense the touch, right? How do we, even if we pinch, if somebody pinch us, somebody hurt us, every part of the body, we have a sensation, correct? But once that living force goes away, it's just a dead body. Sometimes you'll say, oh, you're looking like a dead body. Just what happened to you, right? Dead body does not have anything. The soul is teeny tiny portion. It is like they say in Upanishad, it's been given that it's like 1/100th tip of an hair. So just think, tip of the hair is already so tiny. It's by 1/100th portion of it. It's so tiny. It is not possible to see in our eyes. So such a tiny, but even though it is located in one place, it just spreads out just the way, like sun is there somewhere far away. But even then when sun rises, it gives life to the entire universe, right? Similarly, the soul is located only in one part, but the sense is pervade entire body. You should know, even though it is spread, it is indestructible. The material body is indestructible and immeasurable, and eternal living entity is sure to come to an end, therefore fight. So they say material body body is definitely temporary. So it is definitely going to end. Even if you don't kill Arjuna, something is going to happen to your great grandfathers, your Acharya. Something is going to happen because this is just a temporary. Why do we have to cremate? Why do we have to do the last rites for the person who have passed away? Like they gave an example, like there was a couple, they were very close to each other, they never go apart at all, but the man left this world. So what did the women of the house they did? Women said, oh, okay, as early as possible, let's try to do the last rites and then give him a good journey. So why did she say like that? Because she knows that it is just a dead body. If they were so much attached, it is not that it is the body. If they have so much attached, then why do you have to get away? So we are not this body. However, we take care, we pamper it and do something. Eventually, one day this is going to get destroyed. So it is just living soul as it is specified here. It's just a soul that is there. It's going to eventually move. Neither he who thinks the living entity is the slayer, nor he who thinks it is slain in the knowledge for the self slays, nor it is slain. So what they are trying to say is, don't worry, nobody can kill the soul. Even it is a 1/100th teeny tiny portion. It is an eternal and you cannot kill it. Nobody can kill it. Okay. So you are not killing the soul. All you are trying to do is remove the dress of that body. So what happens is like, I think it's little over time. So we stop here and then we will see if there are any questions or feedbacks. And then rest we will continue in tomorrow's session. Any questions or clarifications? Yes, Krisha Mataji.
Hare Krishna Mataji. I have a doubt. Why did Krishna choose Arjuna as the I mean, he wanted Arjuna to be his charioteer. Like he could have chose Dharmaraya or somebody else. Why was it like particularly Arjuna?
Arjuna is an eternal associate of the Lord. Eternal associated here. Now it is Krishna, Arjuna, but in different form. In Chaitanya Leela, he's Rai Ramananda Rai, and Arjuna is also a Vishaka Shaki. So we will get to know each other. But Arjuna is both friend and also a devotee. As the chapters uh, unveil, right? When we get to the chapter 9, we will try to understand why it is only Arjuna and not anybody else, because Arjuna is a very close associate and Arjuna is a great devotee of Lord Krishna. Not just like that, even in last chapter we saw, right? Arjuna was so compassionate. He's ready to give up his entire kingdom. And even in this chapter, he say he does not want to fight earlier because they are worthy of his worship. And he is ready to even go begging. Because he does not wanted to fight with the elders. So which Kshatriya will take this lower position of begging? So he is so humble. So the great knowledge is not revealed to just anybody else. They should have a qualification. So, and Arjuna has all these qualifications. So only when we are humble, only when we are in a receiving mode, we can get knowledge. Have we ever, we would have also seen, isn't it, Mataji? If we try to go and talk to somebody who is headstrong, will they ever listen to anything? They will tell, what do you think about it? You think that I don't know? That's what we get it back. But who is in a receiving and even regular communication when we try to make, even if we are trying to give some advice, have anybody with a headstrong was able to get the advice? No, right? Only
Yes.
people who are humble, who is ready to listen to us, they will take. So Arjuna is in that position. That's why Bhagavad Gita is revealed to him. And through Arjuna, we are learning the teachings. Is it okay, Mataji?
Yes, ma'am. Sorry. Thank you, Mataji.
Hare Krishna. Yes, Deepa Mataji.
Yes, I have two questions. Okay, one question is Sanjay is listening to all of this, right? Sanjay is seeing whatever is happening, right? So does this mean that he and Dhritarashtra can also listen to whatever Krishna is saying, and by extension, does that mean that like they are also getting the knowledge that Arjun is getting?
Yes, they are also listening, but it is Sanjaya who is a great devotee, right? Like we saw in last class, Dhritarashtra is also listening. He is also getting, but knowledge, even though when we share, how many of us is able to understand the information that we share? Like only if they are open, only if they are pure in heart, and this is like a spiritual knowledge, right? It is not just mundane maths,
Yes,
physics, chemistry we are trying to teach.
yes.
Dhritarashtra is already crowded with all the evil mentality. For him, his only purpose is his son should win, and he has to get his throne back. Correct? That is what that's what the opening verse said, the mentality of Dhritarashtra. So even though he heard his knowledge, like this we will get to know in chapter 18, Mataji, but you are so quick. Thank you so much for assimilating things. Even though Dhritarashtra was listening to all these conversation, nothing pierced him because he is already crowded with all the negative thoughts. Nothing went inside him. But Sanjaya, he said, oh, Yatra Yogeshwara Krishna, I wanted to listen to this, and wherever it's there, Krishna and Arjuna are there, he is able to share his realization towards the end. He's saying, I wanted to keep relishing. Oh, my Romaharsh, he's saying, my hairs are standing at the ends in my body. Oh, and it's like pulikare, they say, right? So it's hair are standing at the end towards the body. I'm feeling so happy, jubilant to listen. Sanjaya is able to understand, and he's just enjoying. But Dhritarashtra, even though it doesn't go, that's what they say. Many people can read these literatures, but how many people can understand? It all depends on what is their level of sukruti, where are they in the devotional path? They have to cleanse. So that's why Mahaprabhu, they say, Cheto Darpana Marjanam. So I am just contaminated. When we go to the chapter 3, we will see how each living entity is being covered. Okay, so there they will say we are covered with so many material contamination. We have so many anarthas like karma, moksha. We have so many things. I have so many desires. When I'm having so many things, I won't be able to understand. What I will look is, okay, what are you teaching to me? Thus, your teaching is going to help me in achieving my own plans, my own goals. Then I will take it. If it is not, I don't bother. That's what we do, right? So that's what happened with Sanjay and Dhritarashtra. Hope it.
Okay, thank you. Now one more question. See, we think that God is supposed to be like, we always say God is merciful, God is kind. If we have done any mistakes, God will forgive us, if we pray to Him and things, right? So why isn't Krishna forgiving the Kauravas for what they are doing? Why is He not letting it go? Why is He punishing them? Isn't that justifying that? I mean, isn't that saying that, punishment is okay? I mean, if I mean, like, how am I to interpret that? It is okay for the God to punish, but I mean, like, how can we follow in His footsteps if we are told not to punish? Like, I mean, like, I know we are not gods, but how does He decide that He gets to punish them? And you know what I mean, right?
Yes, Mataji. Thank you for your question. So, like that, we are still seeing through our glaze of this material world. Like Krishna saying, oh, Arjuna, you are thinking you are destroying them. You are not destroying them at all because they are living entity. Whatever you are doing, it is good. So Krishna will never punish any living entity. We will see in chapter 15, like Mamevamsho Jiva Loke Jiva Bhuta Sanatana. Oh, they are all living entities, are my part and parcel. So we are like children of Krishna. So like, will we go and hurt our children? No, right? Whatever do, even if they do something bad, even if I beat them, even if I punish them, it is for their good. Correct? You accept it, Mataji? Even if I
Yes,
punish
yes,
my
yes.
children, it is for their good. Similarly, Krishna is taking opportunity here to punish Kauravas to make sure that, oh no, whatever you are doing is not right, and he is just destroying this body. He is not destroying the living entity. And there are 5 types of liberations, Mataji. We will get to know once you read the higher levels. There are 5 types of liberation: Sayujya, Samipya, Salokya, Strashti, and Samipya. So there are 5 types of liberation. So whatever, if anybody is being killed by Krishna and anybody is right in front of Krishna, they get the Samipya. Like they get they get to the same planet where Krishna lives. They get to live. So Krishna is actually trying to end this. The Kauravas are already doing so much of things to the bad, right? But peoples of Hastinapur were happy. So will we be happy if our child, even though our child is very great and precious for us, will we be happy if our child goes out and then start hurting everybody? Will we be happy? We will bring the child, give tight slap, and then say, this is not the right thing to behave. What do you think about yourself? Won't we do, Mataji? Similarly, you know what? In this, you are not supposed to do something like this. You have a better means. So Krishna is trying to end this life soon. He does not want it to prolong this destruction happening for a long time. This we will get realization as we go further down in the journey, Mataji. Initially, it will look like Arjuna. We will think that, oh, he is just destroying, but Krishna is Suhrudam Sarvabhutanam. He is very kind. He is friend to all living entities. That we will understand once as and when we progress. That's why the sadhana is very important, so that we understand what is the real meaning of what the Lord does. Anything, even though if I get hurt, I might question Krishna. Hey, Krishna, why did you do that to me? I'm doing every day, I'm doing chanting, I'm doing so many things. Why did you do it to me? I mean, 3 weeks back, oil just splattered on my face. And everybody was so shocked in my family. It's like, I didn't even expect. I can go and fight with Krishna. I am doing so many things. Why are you doing? I can't show my face to anybody. What do you think about it, Krishna? I can do, but what they say, tatte nukampam susamikshmano bunjana yevatna kritam vipakam hridva vapurvir vidadan namaste jive tayo mukti pade sadhaya bhak. So what they say is, a person who understands the troubles that they go through is the trouble that Krishna is favoring, because according to me, I would have done so many karma. I would have hurted so many people. I won't say would. I'm still hurting so many people. For all those things, I should have been given so many drastic, terrible punishment. But still, the Lord reduced the punishment and he just pluttered. He did not burn my whole body. Correct? So he just reduced the punishment. So people who have this mentality, they will definitely die above. They have a rightful hair to claim the destination after it. I'm still not at there, Mataji, but I'm just trying to share. We will get this realization slowly. Just hang on.
Okay, thank you. Hare Krishna.
Hope everybody has filled this attendance. Please don't miss the attendance. It is very important for us to track, to understand how the progress is going. The attendance is also a key factor. Any other questions before we wind up today's class? If not, we will end this session. Thank you so much, devotees, for taking your weekend time and attending the class. So fortunate to have everybody's association. Vancha kalpatarupyasya kripa sindhubhyev cha patitanam bhavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namaha. Ananta koti Vaishnav Vrinda ki jai. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Granthra Srimad Bhagavad Gita ki jai. All glories to assembled devotees. Yes, Mataji, I was confused between 8 million and 8 lakhs. Yes, it is 84 lakhs and 8 million 40,000 species. I confused between these two number system. Thank